Hey guys, today's April 23rd. Today I've been working on on one of the last tracks of Reel 2, which is actually two tracks in one. It's the part of the film where the hero becomes the hero. So the primary hero theme that I developed in the earlier blogs, I'm now actually putting it into the film, because up until this point, it wasn't. There was no point for it. It wasn't needed, because the theme represents the hero being the hero, and as so far in the film he hadn't become the hero, I had no use to use it. So the track builds from the start, because the track begins like before he decides he's going to become the hero. So as he's kind of deciding, as he's talking, as the scene's like evolving and he's talking about becoming the hero, more and more of the melody gets injected into the music. So so by the end of it, when he's suiting up into the like the iconic blue suit, that's when I start. That's when you hear the main theme properly for the first time against picture. So it's a big scene. And that actually carries on into into the first action track, and it's just one big 6 or 7 minute track. So I got half of that done today, so that's why I haven't got it loaded up to show you today, because I've had to close it down, because it takes up quite a lot of system memory. So I'm going to finish that one off tomorrow. But yeah, it's I got to that point where when you're writing a track, and as you're writing it, you start thinking, oh, this isn't working, or you start losing faith, in the music that you've just written. But that's the kind of time when you need to realise that you need to remember that you're just getting stressed with it. Don't give up on an idea, or an orchestration or a theme. Give it time to develop. If you're getting stuck, move on to another element. If you're writing the melody and the counterpoint or the harmony isn't working, move on to percussion and rhythm, or move into sound design. Just keep it developing. Otherwise you'll just spend the whole time just rewriting the same thing over and over. It's developing quite nicely. I did hit the wall at one point where it felt like no new ideas were coming to me. So I just I don't have the luxury of time. So I have to keep moving on. I've got 9 days left to do 15 tracks. And some of those will be like 6 minutes long, so yeah, it's going to be a real push to get it finished. So I just I don't have time to redo tracks. I have to build them. I have to develop them on the spot, and I mean, it can be done. You just have to push past that kind of inferiority complex that you get sometimes, and just keep on ploughing through. But yeah, I eventually I got to a good stopping point, just as. So I've got all the leading up to the big hero theme, and I've got a rough idea of what the actual hero orchestration is going to be. Most of it's in there. I'm still not completely happy with it, but tomorrow when I move into the action track, I can finish that off. That can be where I start. So I've got something. I've got a platform to begin from tomorrow. So I can come at it with fresh eyes. But that'll be the last time that I've really got a chance to let a track hang over 2 days. So I'll get that finished off, and then that's the 6 minute thing done, and then hopefully I'll have the system upgrades by this weekend. If not by this weekend, they should be here Monday, and then slow down like today. When I'm on big tracks, my computer isn't, it slows down. I need more RAM. So when I've got more RAM in it, I can actually keep the projects going when they get huge, instead of breaking them into smaller parts, which is good. So hopefully that will be here this weekend, and if not, I'll just have to keep going with what I'm going on, and wait for my computer to catch up with my speed. Anyway, right, so the question someone asked me today, he says, what's he called? Okay, Apocalypse Dude 88. He asked me, how exactly did I get from being a musician out of college to a professional film composer, and what advice do you give to composers looking to get started in film music? I went to college as a singer, so I learned I didn't do anything specific to film score. I learned it was a performance-based course, so I learned to perform music. I learned to sing, mainly in rock bands and rock music things. We did learn the basics of music theory and things like that. If you want to be a film composer, I really do recommend learning theory and learning orchestration. Just learning music and being like in the music, be around music all the time. Listen to it all the time, write it all the time. And when you're completely absolved, you're completely surrounded by music. Music becomes what you do. And then it becomes easier to actually do it. How do you get into film score? The easiest answer is to score films. It's one of those jobs that you learn by doing. Don't set the bar too high when you're starting out. Look for filmmakers who are at your compositional level, so that you can kind of work your way up together. That's what I've done with a lot of the composers I work with. Are people who I started out with when I started, and they were starting out at the same time. And I still work with some of those people today, and they're as good as a lot of the people I've been contracted in to work with now. So work with people while they're in the same position as you. It's good experience, and you make good friends. Who knows? One day they could be like a Hollywood director or something, and then you're their favourite composer because you've been working with them from the start. So make friends with directors. Look for one thing you should do is get involved in music message boards. One specifically for film score I found were hard to come by, but one that I go to every day is the VI Control Forum, which is vi-control.net. Go there, and a lot of the people there are either the sample library developers, they're film composers. Some of them are TV composers. Some of them compose adverts, and some of them are just hobbyist composers. But a lot of them really know their stuff, and ask questions there, and they will get answered properly. So become part of that forum. But if you want to be a film composer, also join film development message boards like the DVX forum. I think you'll have to Google that. I can't remember the name, but DVX forum. And there's directors who make films. Just ask, say, can I score this film? And sometimes they'll say yes. Sometimes they'll say no. But like I say, it's one of those things you get better at the more you do it. So just keep going at it. And then he says, he goes on to say, thanks again for the vids. It would also be really insightful to see some of your orchestrations on the piano roll, especially for some of the action cues. When I get more RAM, hopefully I'll be able to do screen capture at the same time as doing really big action projects. So if that's possible, I'll put it up in one of the blogs next week, hopefully. But next week I should be finishing off the project, so fingers crossed everything goes well. I mean, I might be a bit... the blogs might be shorter next week, or if they don't happen, don't panic. I just will be focusing like a biatch to get it done on time. Okay, so yeah, I'm not going to blog over the weekend, same as last time. Give people a chance to catch up, and so enjoy the weekend while I'll be working my arse off. Yeah, so see you guys on Monday. Thanks. Bye.